In the busy city of Tehran, hidden beneath the everyday life and watchful eyes, a secret struggle took place. It was a battle not fought with weapons, but with stolen secrets. It all began with a file. This was no ordinary file. It held important documents, blueprints, and information about Iran's nuclear plans. This file was quietly passed to a Mossad agent far away from Tehran's crowded streets. This was the core of Iran's secret nuclear efforts, taken without the Iranian government knowing. How did Mossad, Israel's secret intelligence agency, manage to do this inside one of the most closely watched cities in the world? What hidden facts did they discover that could change the balance of power between nations? This is the story of patience, bravery, and skilled spying. It stretches from secret labs in Tehran to the highest offices in Jerusalem and beyond. Behind the quiet delivery of this file were many years of careful investigation, secret talks in dark rooms, and a brave human story that happened in the shadows. Because in the world of spying, the greatest wins often happen quietly, unseen by most, yet they change the course of history. Iran's nuclear program has been a mystery, wrapped in layers of secrecy and suspicion for decades. From the very beginning, it was a project shrouded in ambiguity, with Iran insisting its developments were solely for peaceful energy and medical purposes. But intelligence agencies worldwide, notably Israel's Mossad, saw through the veneer. They watched meticulously as Iran silently built a web of facilities, carefully hidden from the world's eye, in deserts, mountain ranges, and underground tunnels. Some of these sites were publicly declared as nuclear research centers, but beneath their surface lay clandestine activities that could potentially produce nuclear weapons. Over time, Iran established a vast network of facilities that incorporated dual-use technology, equipment and buildings that could be used for civilian energy production or converted into weapons manufacturing. Enrichment plants, centrifuge factories, and missile development centers all served dual purposes. This created a complicated puzzle for intelligence services trying to understand Iran's true intentions. For every apparent declaration or transparent activity, there was a hidden layer designed to deceive and mislead. The world grew increasingly anxious as Iran continued its nuclear pursuits, despite international sanctions and diplomatic pressures. Rumors persisted about secret underground sites, some believed to be off the official maps, where centrifuges spun tirelessly beneath the protection of thick concrete and deep tunnels. The suspicion grew that Iran was working to produce enough fissile material for a nuclear bomb, threatening regional stability and global security. The stakes could not have been higher. A single weapon could alter the balance of power, emboldening Iran's regional ambitions and intensifying conflicts. In response, Mossad launched an extraordinary, long-term campaign of intelligence gathering. This was not a pursuit of sudden, dramatic strikes, but a painstaking, precise operation built on patience and meticulous planning. For years, Mossad agents worked underground, inside Iran and across neighboring countries. They cultivated sources, recruited double agents, and deployed sophisticated surveillance and technology. Many of these spies were insiders, individuals who had worked within Iran's nuclear programs, driven by fear, conviction, or greed. These insiders risked everything to pass vital information back to Israel. Iran's regime was deeply aware of these threats. It had invested heavily in security measures, making infiltration extremely difficult. The regime's internal security apparatus operated like a spider's web, with tens of thousands of guards, spies, and officials constantly monitoring each other. Suspicion was widespread, and any outsider asking questions was swiftly flagged for scrutiny or elimination. Iranian officials deliberately created false leads and misdirection campaigns, feeding false information to confuse foreign spies. They buried key facilities deep underground or in remote areas, surrounded by layers of deception to keep outsiders guessing. For Mossad, this was a game of relentless patience. Every piece of intelligence had to be verified multiple times. Every agent's lead had to be corroborated from different sources before it could be acted upon. The mission was fraught with danger. Detection meant exposure, arrest, or worse. The risks were high, but the stakes were even higher because the future of global stability depended on their success. In this intricate, shadowy world, every tiny piece of data mattered. Satellite images, intercepted communications, and clandestine human sources all contributed to the puzzle. Mossad used every resource available, from listening devices planted in strategic locations to cyber attacks designed to access secret files. Every operation had to be coordinated with surgical precision. Among the most critical tasks was guarding the identities of those inside Iran who helped link Mossad to the secret repositories of information. These insiders were often brave individuals caught in impossible situations, loyalists to Iran's nuclear cause, but secretly sympathetic to Israel's fears. Their stories are ones of immense risk and moral complexity, living with the knowledge that their cooperation could lead to execution or lifelong imprisonment. Despite such hazards, some insiders chose to risk everything. They understood that their actions could make a difference, saving millions from future conflict or destruction. They passed documents, planted false information to mislead Iranian authorities, and facilitated covert visits by Mossad agents. Their bravery was extraordinary and often unrecognized. The entire operation was like a giant jigsaw puzzle, with pieces coming from many sources: human spies, technical intercepts, and covert operations. Mossad's agents had to work with extreme discipline, maintaining focus even in moments of intense danger. Each successful breach of security, each file seized, was a small victory in a greater struggle. The stakes were so high that every step was carefully calibrated. If an operation failed, the consequences could be catastrophic. Not just for the agents involved, but for the entire region. A discovery could lead to mass arrests, the destruction of sources, or even military retaliation. It was an endlessly dangerous game, where deception, patience, and technical skill were the most valuable weapons. As the years progressed, Mossad's efforts resulted in a trove of hidden secrets. These captured documents and intercepted data revealed the true scope of Iran's nuclear ambitions. They showed how rapidly Iran was advancing its centrifuge technology, how it was building underground enrichment sites, and what its ultimate goals might be. These revelations allowed Israel and the international community to understand Iran's real timetable and to act accordingly. In this ongoing battle of intelligence and counterintelligence, each victory was fragile, each piece of stolen knowledge a fleeting opportunity. Yet, together, these efforts chipped away at Iran's secrecy, laying bare their ambitions and their progress. This campaign became one of the most covert and successful intelligence operations in recent modern history, constructing a detailed picture of a secretly developing nuclear threat. Despite the constant danger and the toll it took on those involved, the operation exemplified the core of intelligence work: patience, resilience, and unwavering commitment to national security. These shadow warriors, often working unseen, ensured that the world knew Iran's true capabilities long before a nuclear weapon could be realized. Their work helped shape policies, deter potential conflict, and ultimately save countless lives from the devastation of the nuclear war. In this deadly game of cat and mouse, the truth was hidden behind false stories, secretive behavior, and complex puzzles. But Mossad was determined to solve every mystery, no matter the risk, to protect their country from one of its greatest threats. This detailed and ongoing effort by Mossad is a testament to their patience, skill, and courage. It shows how intelligence operates in the world's most dangerous places, shaping history through quiet, unseen battles fought with nothing more than information and bravery. Iran's nuclear program has long been one of the most closely guarded secrets in the world. Over many years, Israeli intelligence agencies carefully watched Iran's activities, knowing that the stakes could not be higher. Iran built an extensive network of nuclear facilities, some of which were openly declared as civilian projects, such as research centers and nuclear energy plants. Yet, deeply hidden beneath deserts and mountains were secret sites where Iran was believed to be working on developing nuclear weapons. This secretive approach created an atmosphere of uncertainty and fear. The possibility that Iran could develop a nuclear weapon capable of changing the balance of power across the Middle East left Israel and much of the world filled with concern. From the outset, Iran's leadership took steps to conceal just how advanced their nuclear efforts really were. They developed a complex system of dual-use technology, facilities that could be used for peaceful purposes but could also serve military goals if needed. This approach blurred the line between legitimate nuclear activity and weapon development, making it very difficult for outside intelligence agencies to know what was truly happening behind Iran's closed doors. Furthermore, Iran's government consistently denied pursuing nuclear weapons and provided misleading information to outsiders. This created a fog of misinformation that intelligence agencies worldwide struggled hard to penetrate. For Israel and its intelligence agency Mossad, uncovering the truth behind Iran's nuclear ambitions was a pressing race against time. The security of the nation depended on knowing exactly how far Iran had progressed, where they stored critical nuclear materials, and what their plans for weapon development might be. Without this knowledge, Israel's ability to defend itself or shape diplomatic responses was severely limited. Thus, Mossad embarked on a long and careful mission to uncover these secrets before it was too late. This mission required extreme patience and precision. Unlike overt military operations, this was a silent war fought in shadows and unknown territories. Mossad worked to create a complex web of spies, double agents, and informants embedded within Iran's nuclear program or positioned in countries friendly to Iran. These individuals provided small but vital pieces of information, helping Mossad build a fuller picture over time. These efforts were complicated by the fact that Iran was well aware of foreign intelligence efforts and maintained a harsh security environment. It was a world of suspicion where even those inside Iran's nuclear setup watched one another carefully. The risk of discovery was high, and being caught meant severe punishment or death. Navigating this dangerous labyrinth required Mossad's agents to be extremely cautious. Every piece of intelligence had to be verified to avoid falling into traps created by Iranian misinformation and disinformation. Operatives had to think several steps ahead, understanding that the smallest misstep could have fatal consequences. The mission was a continuous game of cat and mouse where truth was deeply buried beneath layers of lies, hidden documents, and secret locations. At the center of this complicated effort was a person most people do not know about, an insider within Iran's nuclear program who chose to risk everything by helping Mossad. This was no typical spy story. Instead, it was a tale of a person torn between fear, loyalty to the country, and a deep conviction about what was right. Living every day under fear of being discovered and facing a grim fate, this individual courageously passed vital intelligence to Mossad. This insider's knowledge was far more detailed and valuable than what satellites or intercepted messages could provide. They understood the true progress, details, and timelines of Iran's nuclear projects. Mossad took extraordinary steps to protect the identity of this insider. Communication was covert, involving secret meetings and hidden channels to ensure safety. The relationship between Mossad and the insider was built on mutual trust and shared fear, with the understanding that the fate of many depended on their secret exchange of information. Over the years, this insider provided a continuous stream of invaluable intelligence, becoming one of Mossad's most important assets. Many of the stolen secrets that shaped the course of history would never have come to light without this courageous individual. Carrying out the mission to steal Iran's nuclear secrets required a careful combination of human intelligence and technology. Mossad agents used a range of methods to acquire the vital information they sought. Sometimes this meant physically breaking into secret government facilities to extract documents and blueprints. On other occasions, it involved highly technical cyber operations, hacking into secure computer systems to copy files without detection. Every move had to be flawless because the consequences of being caught were severe, including potential lifelong imprisonment or worse. In addition to these direct approaches, agents employed stealth techniques such as dead drops, secret locations where messages or documents could be left without being observed. Disguises and false identities allowed Mossad operatives to move undetected in crowded public areas or heavily guarded sites. The timing of their actions was meticulously planned, as any delay or mistake risked blowing the entire operation. The success of this intelligence effort was a rare combination of human bravery and the best technology. Mossad agents understood that in such a high-risk mission, every detail had to be perfect. Working in extreme secrecy under constant threat, they moved carefully but with great confidence. Each stolen file and copied blueprint added new pieces to a very complex puzzle. The more information they gathered, the clearer the picture became of Iran's true nuclear capabilities. The stolen documents revealed secrets about Iran's nuclear program that had never been known before. The details were startling. Experts examined everything from the way uranium was enriched to the exact design of centrifuges used to increase the purity of nuclear material. They also uncovered plans for possible nuclear warheads. This new intelligence cleared away much of the uncertainty created by Iran's continuous denials and false claims. Before this operation, understanding Iran's real progress was a difficult guessing game based on limited data. Now, Israel and its allies had a clear, detailed view of how far Iran had advanced and how close it was to reaching dangerous milestones. The threat was no longer a distant possibility but an urgent reality. Leaders around the world recognized that Iran was close to crossing critical thresholds, making it imperative to act quickly. With this intelligence, Israel was not only able to enhance its military readiness, but also play a vital role on the global diplomatic stage. The evidence provided by the stolen documents strengthened calls for international sanctions and motivated renewed diplomatic efforts to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. The information gave policymakers a realistic timeline for Iran's nuclear ambitions, allowing for targeted strategies and measured responses aimed at reducing the threat without immediate conflict. This operation also showcased the importance of cooperation between intelligence agencies worldwide. Sharing bits of information and verifying data from multiple sources created a more accurate picture for all involved. It underlined that modern espionage is not just about secret agents, but about combining human intelligence with technological innovation to solve the most complex security challenges. In summary, this Mossad operation was a landmark achievement. It demonstrated how courage, intellect, and cutting-edge technology could come together to reveal truths hidden deep beneath layers of deception. It was a decisive step in protecting regional and international security, a testament to the silent but vital role intelligence plays in shaping the world's future. Armed with this powerful new knowledge, Israel took bold steps to protect its people. New defense systems were developed and deployed. Military strategies were refined to respond to this growing threat effectively. But this intelligence also played a crucial role beyond Israel's borders. It helped shape international policies by providing undeniable proof of Iran's ambitions. Sanctions were tightened, aimed at cutting off resources needed to develop nuclear weapons. Diplomatic channels opened with renewed urgency, focusing on preventing Iran from taking further steps. This operation is an extraordinary example of how intelligence efforts can have a profound impact on national and global security. It shows how careful planning, courage under pressure, and the effective use of technology can come together to change the course of history. In a world filled with threats hidden in shadows, this mission highlights the silent battles fought to keep countries and people safe. The bravery of the agents, the sacrifice of the insider, and the precision of technical teams all played essential roles. This story is not just about intelligence, it is about determination and the relentless pursuit of truth in the face of danger. It reflects the high stakes involved when the survival of nations is on the line. In the years since, the consequences of this operation continued to be felt. It sent a clear message that efforts to develop dangerous weapons under secrecy can be detected and stopped. More than that, it showed that hidden battles, fought with knowledge and stealth, remain a critical part of keeping peace and security in a complex and unpredictable world. This Mossad operation stands as a testament to the power of intelligence, not just to gather secrets, but to protect lives and shape the future. It reminds us that in the quietest moments of shadow, warfare lies the hope for safety and stability in an uncertain world. The stolen secrets became a powerful tool in the fight to keep the Middle East safe. These revelations did not just influence governments behind closed doors, they changed the course of history by altering how nations reacted to Iran's nuclear ambitions. After Mossad successfully stole Iran's nuclear secrets, the ripple effects were felt across the world. Israel used the new intelligence very carefully to shape its diplomatic and military strategies. In international meetings, secret talks, and global forums, Israel could now back up its concerns with clear, detailed information, making its case more powerful. This intelligence also allowed Israel to take covert actions to disrupt Iran's nuclear progress further. These actions included sabotage, cyber attacks, and other hidden operations designed to slow down or damage critical parts of Iran's program. Each success made it harder for Iran to achieve its nuclear goals without attracting attention. Iran, meanwhile, became increasingly suspicious and tightened security to guard against new leaks and sabotage. The regime intensified its efforts to root out spies and protect its nuclear secrets. Behind the scenes, Mossad and Iranian intelligence were locked in a bitter, silent battle with lives and national security on the line. This operation showed how powerful intelligence can be in shaping global events without being seen by the public eye. The consequences of stolen secrets lasted for years, influencing politics, security, and the delicate balance of power in the Middle East. The operation to steal Iran's nuclear secrets perfectly showed what Mossad is known for around the world: bravery, precision, and working quietly without drawing attention. Mossad's tactics are often bold and surprising, but what makes them so effective is their careful planning and ability to disappear into the background when needed. Taking secrets from a powerful, secretive regime in the heart of its own territory was a bold move that relied on brains and nerves rather than force. This mission raises important questions about the cost of such intelligence work. Spying on another country is a dangerous and morally complicated business. Every success means people placed at great personal risk, and sometimes innocent lives are affected in ways the public never learns about. Mossad's story reminds us that spying is not a game with clear winners and losers. It is a tough struggle where decisions are not always clear, and the line between right and wrong is blurry. Agents risk everything. Nations protect themselves in the shadows, and history is shaped quietly without applause. These hidden fights are part of how governments try to keep their people safe, even if that safety comes with heavy costs and difficult questions. After the success of this daring espionage mission, life in the world's capitals quietly returned to its usual pace. In Tehran, daily life continued without clear signs of the secret battle that had unfolded beneath the city's surface. In Jerusalem and beyond, governments worked behind closed doors to use the stolen information to keep peace or prepare for what might come. This story of espionage is a reminder that much of what shapes our world happens in silence, far away from public attention. The quiet work of brave agents operating in shadows often determines the future of nations and shifts the delicate balance of global power. While daily headlines may focus on speeches, protests, and political battles, it is these unseen struggles behind closed doors that often have the greatest impact on history. Mossad's bold theft of Iran's nuclear secrets is just one chapter in a much longer story filled with intelligence work, courage under pressure, and difficult decisions made in secret. It challenges us to look beyond the surface and understand that safety and security are often protected by actions invisible to most people. These hidden battles come with a high price. The sacrifices made by those who work in secrecy are rarely known or celebrated, yet their efforts keep many safe from harm. This story invites us to reflect on the heavy costs of security in a world where distrust is common and survival demands constant vigilance. In such a fragile global environment, the tension between safety and risk is always present. Governments face tough choices about how far they should go in spying, sabotage, or diplomacy to protect their people. These choices are rarely straightforward. They require balancing ethics with necessity, secrecy with transparency, and power with restraint. Ultimately, the tale of Mossad's operation reminds us that history is made not only by public leaders and armies, but by those who quietly gather and protect knowledge. Their courage and determination create pathways to peace, or at times to preparedness for conflict. It is a world where silence can be louder than words, and where unseen hands guide the fate of nations. By understanding these hidden realities, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complex work behind global security and the fragile peace many take for granted. It encourages us to value honesty, vigilance, and the profound human efforts that support a safer world. Thank you for exploring this shadowy world with us. If you found this story compelling, please like, comment, and subscribe for more journeys behind the scenes of history.